Welcome to Conscious Living Collective, transformative journey in consciousness with a community of like-minded people from all over the world. My name is Tomek. I'm a scientist, a teacher, and transformation coach. In this live session, we blend the latest in scientific research, deep wisdom of mindfulness, and the art of fulfilled living. This is always an invitation to have your own direct experience and to rewrite your story and to emerge on the other side with renewed sense of purpose and well-being. Welcome to this session of Conscious Living Collective. I must say I have no idea who is here because Insight Timer decided to change the outlay or layout of the interface through which live sessions happen. So I can no longer see a wonderful icons that were always so cheering me up floating under my screen. I can only see what you put in your chat. So I can see Parvana is here, Alinda is here, Peter is here, Charlie, Dilara, Anna. Very good to see you here. JG. Oh, hello, Seth. Oh, and Parvana. Okay, so it's good. Viviana, members of my Patreon program, particularly warm welcome. We have a lot of fun together having Patreon sessions every other week. And next one is tomorrow, to which I'm very looking forward to. I want to welcome all the familiar faces, those of you who are joining on a regular basis, but also, as always, I'm curious if you are here for the first time. So do raise your hand and say hello if you are here for the first time. Well, it will take a moment for me to get used to the new layout of the live, what's in front of my screen. It's still me, there's still chat happening, but there are different details on it, and things are in different places. So, oh, hello, Anna. Oh, Nancy and Anna for the first time. Fantastic. I just want to check if the quality of the sound and quality of the video are still okay, because ultimately that's what it's all about. If I'm coming across loud and clear. Good. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Linda, JG, Anne. Good. Okay. So that didn't change. It's mostly, I think that changes are cosmetic. However, I see I have how many people joined, how many people are here and now, and here and now it still says 0. Interesting. Okay, but I see you here. So okay, I have joined. I have here now. I have donations, and all right. I'm just sharing live with you what I'm experiencing. According to this dashboard, the connection of internet jumps from poor to good. I really hope it will. Okay. Oh, you see, so Dilara, thank you so much for this feedback, because it looks like there are 32 people here now, and according to my dashboard, it says joined only 20 here and now 0. All right, we're gonna go with it. And in the spirit of today's topic, manifestation and frequency, I will try to bring my frequency to the level that resonates with everybody who wishes to join. So, and then the technology become only a platform to join. But the most important part of it is frequency. And I will explain in a second why. Mark, IT community is great. I agree. Hello, Rachel from NC. Mark says, just wish they stopped changing the app every day. Yeah, I think, Mark, I'm with you on this one. There are so many different changes, and not all of the changes are to my liking, but I acknowledge that Insight Timer is not about me. I'm just a messenger here. And I want to believe that all the Inside Timer people are working hard to make it as good experience for you as possible, because this is about listeners. This is about you who are joining here. Hey, Tosca. Hey, Rachel from North Carolina. Oh, yeah, of course, NC, North Carolina. All right. Okay. I'll try now to collect myself and to jump into the topic, because right now I think I'm a bit scattered, right? And what does it mean? That my energy, my frequency, it's like a tuning knob on the radio. It moves to the left and to the right and is seeking to adjust to here and now, to be with you fully. And this is a great practical example what frequency means and what will I be talking about, what I will be talking about today. So let me begin by saying that manifestation is something that is ever so present in live stream on Inside Timer. In many courses, we want to know what is the best of manifestation. Manifestation become very popular word, and people become very interested about manifesting. And very often, the word manifestation mean to fulfill your wants and desires and cravings. That's what in many communities, that's what manifestation means. How can I get more money? How can I become more attractive? How can I become such and such that is aligned with not even your desire, but the desire of the collective, if you look at it? But I want to tell you something today that is of great importance. You are manifesting every single moment of every single of your life, every single second, every single day of your life. Right now, I moved my right hand to the right. This is manifestation. I manifested it. I used choice to implement something that is at my disposal. And that's a physical level of manifestation. Now, there's a caveat to it. We think that manifestation is something that we have control over. Correction. We are manifesting always, regardless of whether you are conscious of it or unconscious of it. Okay? You are manifesting whether you are aware of it or whether you are unaware of it. And manifestation, another aspect of it, is not about creating reality with your thoughts. So if I start thinking about something very intensely in a high meditative state right now, and then I open my eyes and it poof appears in front of me. The classic example is the stack of money. All of a sudden, someone comes and I thought about it for a very long time in a relaxed state, and all of a sudden that thing appears in front of me. Okay. Manifestation is not magic. Manifestation is what is happening right here or right now on the conscious level and on an unconscious level. So every thought, belief, and emotional tone sends a signal, and that signal I want to use in the spirit of our topic, frequency. Signal represents your frequency that interacts with the world around you. Does it make sense? Right now, every thought, unconscious, subconscious, and conscious belief systems, and your emotional tone is a representative of your frequency that interacts with the world around you. So it's not a question of you learning how to manifest. You are already doing it right here, right now. It's about how to do it consciously. And one thing that I also want to put forward, speaking of manifesting and how it connects with your frequency, is that the current frequency, the current emotional tone that you're experiencing is very much proportional to your ability to manifest. Okay? First of all, we always manifesting. We can do it consciously or we do it unconsciously, and I will come back to that unconscious part in a second. And the intensity of manifestation depends on your frequency. So what you are manifesting or how you interact with the world around you depend on your internal state. So now, the frequency that we talk about, as you feel right now, your emotional tone, the first experience, is not a judgment. It's not a matter of adding a description to how you feel. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling such and such. It is simply a description of your internal state. And all the states, as we said in the light of what we said over the past couple of sessions, all the states are valid. There's nothing wrong with feeling sad. There's nothing wrong with feeling disappointed, with feeling grief. All those states are possible. Let me just turn off those, because otherwise my reactions will be, I think the AI picks up my gestures and start manifesting all these things on the screen that might be destructive a bit. May create distraction, not be destructive. And that's what I meant. So, where was I? Frequency as the internal state. So, all the internal states are valid. They are part of the human experience. And as we grow, as we evolve, we start recognizing that certain internal states or certain frequency is more in line with who we are or who we wish to be. And some internal states or frequencies are, even though they are valid and we accept them as they are the states that we wish to experience not as frequently. And now the aspect of conscious choice that happens through your awareness is moving more towards creative expression of the frequency that you wish to manifest. Okay? So right now, I want you to check in with yourself. You do not have to close your eyes to do so. And simply tune in and make a quick assessment, not judgment, of your frequency. And once again, frequency is comes out of your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and collapses onto this present moment and represents your emotional tone. Can you describe your frequency right now? It's not about being high. It's not about being low. It's about describing your state right now, using maybe one or two words. If you could share that in the comment section. Energetic, Okay, I will come back to that feeling energetic. This is a very important. Thank you for bringing that up, S. Viviana, relaxed and happy. Peter, calm. And now let me ask you, Deb, stuck, heavy emotions. Linda, flat. They are all valid. I really appreciate you interacting with me right now. Mark, content. And now, JG said, and now ask yourself another question, knowing that all those states are part of our human experience. How this frequency, this emotional tone that you're experiencing, allow you to express yourself creatively. Do you feel inspired to interact with life? I don't know. I'm using words that come to me, so just please be patient with me. I'm making those things up as we go. I try to tune in and use proper words to describe what I mean. Does your internal state, your frequency, allow you to fully interact with the reality around you in a creative way? And again, do not try to overthink it. Just tune into yourself and see and maybe share with me. Seth, not inspired, blocked. Anita, frustrated. Rachel, relaxed. Peter says, yes, calm and grounded. Anna says, no, it's limiting it. And Anna said, Anna, what did you say about your frequency right now? Feeling tired, trying too hard to stay focused. Yeah. Not to Charlie, not today, unblocked. Attentive, interesting. So now you see that certain frequencies, certain emotional tone that you're experiencing is conducive to your creative expression. You feel in tune with life around you and you wish to interact more. You feel, and I want to come back to S, who said energetic, you feel excited about creating conscious interaction with the reality around you versus some other frequencies. And I can, as Anna said, Seth, not inspired, blocked. Anita, frustrated. Thick yet spacey. Kelly, I would love to hear your take on your creative power right now. The abstract, heavy emotions. Assess once again your ability to creatively interact with the reality around you. Are you excited? And an excitement is that feeling that makes us wanting to energetically come and interact with the reality around you, if that makes sense. All right. This is very important. This expresses that state and frequency is proportional to your ability to manifest. The lower the frequency, the lower, but only quote unquote. You don't want to say it's not really sadness, and we make those comparisons for the purpose of communication. But there's obviously nothing. If you look at the radio, on the scale on the radio, there's a lower and higher frequency, but it doesn't mean that the lower frequency is better than the higher. They just are conducive to manifesting different radio stations. And some of those radio stations, from the perspective of who you are on the level of being, are not as quote unquote attractive as the others. Simply because you experience them. And that's why experiencing everything is so important. So you know why you're choosing this and not over the other. Does it make sense? It is important to experience absolutely everything in your life because that allows you to consciously choose where you want to be. And once again, the lower the frequency, the lesser your ability of manifesting what you want. And manifesting is your ability to interact with life around you on that level of physical manifestation. The higher frequency, the higher energy. By the way, in physics, the lower the frequency, lower frequency means lower energy. Higher frequency, more beats per minute, more cycles per minute, higher energy, will represent your potential to interact with reality around you. I, for instance, every time I come to interact with you, I hope that comes across, my energy is pretty high. At times, it can be erratic, high but erratic, not cohesive, and that also comes across. And that then when I experience that, I have to stop, collect myself, as I did at the beginning of the session, and say, what is happening? High is not always good. High and coherent is good. And you can check in with yourself. I just did. That gave me an ability to slow down a bit, to, using English terms, put myself together, collect that energy, and channel it, manifest it in the forms of words that hopefully are of more benefit to you. Because I start jumping from topic to topic, from one word to another, that all of a sudden becomes not useful to you. The connection breaks. So I am continuously, consciously trying to align my frequency to make this interaction and to establish connection with you to the best of my ability, so it is beneficial, allows me to manifest what I want, what is beneficial to me, with the hope that is also beneficial to you. And how I know that is beneficial to you? I simply do. In the same way as when I go and turn the knob on the radio receiver and I find a station I like, I go and there's a noise. I don't want to be there. I don't have doubt I want to stay in the noise. No, I'm turning it until I find a tones that I like, a music that I prefer. That's how I know that my interaction with you is coherent, is beneficial to both you and me. And so do you. You know on a moment-to-moment basis whether your ability to manifest reality that you want is there or it is diminished. You are still manifesting, that you may not manifest the things you want. And when you're not manifesting things that you want, when you fall back in a low frequency, and that low frequency, by the way, it's very often related to your conditioned personality. Because the things, how the world works today, is not always aligned with your inner self. And inner self is the representation of the law on the path that is ahead of you, that goes beyond your intellect and beyond your conditioned mind. The conditioned mind wants the gratification, ideally instant gratification. Your path, your higher self, I want to use this very, I do not want to sound too new age. We want to be very scientific and specific. But the self that goes beyond the intellect, and you know what that is, by the way. I'm sure you do. Because you can feel it right now. You either are in alignment with it, your frequency is in resonance with that inner self, or it is not. If it is not, you will experience that as sadness, as misalignment, as being discombobulated. There are many words that describe that. Having low energy, not being tired. Sometimes tired feels good. Oh, I'm tired, I go to bed, I'm going to get some rest. But that tired, as in your energy is low and the energy is really scrambled. Let me pick up on some comments. And please do bring more of these comments. I would like to know what you think. By the way, according to my dashboard, there's a 39 of us. This is a very low number. Can you confirm or deny if that's what you see on your end? Yeah, 72, 69, 72. Okay. Yeah, that's more like it. So I will have to send a feedback to, thank you, all of you, to Insight Timer to say this is not accurate. So where was I? Okay, I was talking about your self on the level of ego, conditioned personality, that often is misaligned with you that come to this physical reality with certain purpose, certain mission, and we in the process of discovering that mission by utilizing our creativity. And by the way, the best way to tap into the source of your purpose, because in manifestation, very often we come with this magical word of purpose. What is my purpose on this planet? Why did I come here? What is the purpose of this physical incarnation? And people, oh, I have to be a doctor. I have to be this. I have to be that. And the best way of finding out, that's why this is so important. That's why frequency and manifestation are very relevant to your purpose. The lower your frequency, the lesser are the chances to figure out what is your higher purpose. Because on the low frequency, I tell you what your purpose is. Your purpose is to survive, is to procreate. This is your purpose on the animalistic level, and nobody can deny it. Right? Some may argue with me. That is your purpose. And as we evolve, we also start recognizing, as we start broadcasting, as our emotional tone rises, you become more in tune with the purpose that is beyond the animalistic self. And there's nothing wrong with the animalistic self, right? We are surrounded by nature. Things procreate, things multiply. That's a wonderful thing. The question is, do you want to limit yourself to just these functions? And I believe that if you are here, the answer will be resounding no. I want to figure out more about my life, about my talents. If you think about creating art, playing music, exploring the world, this has nothing to do with you procreating and putting things in your mouth in order to power this physical body. These are just functions that need to be satisfied, but are not enough to live happy, or to live not happy, fulfilled life. I think many people focus just on procreation, or at least the functional part of procreation, and they think that will make them happy. Right? That's the misconception. And I try to make a joke here. Maybe it's not funny, but we know how the sexuality, how sticky that part is. This is a very basic form that comes from the survival. And also we know that even speaking of sexuality can take many different forms. On the very basic level of procreation, it can be again, representation or expression of your survival instinct. But now we know that you can express yourself sexually in a way that connects you much more with your source of creativity and higher self. And by the way, it has nothing to do with what we see on the internet. This is again utilizing our very basic instinct. That's the misrepresentation of our potential. So what I'm intending in this session to do, to bring the frequency, your current frequency, and your ability to manifest connected with your purpose. And the point I tried to make was that the higher your frequency, the more access you get to the higher self that is beyond all those basic functions. So how to find your purpose is not to start working and going to taking medicine or doing things. Is to connect with the sense of excitement within you that can be related to even the absolutely basic task. Brushing your teeth, washing your dishes can have an aspect of excitement if you start recognizing, if you start performing those tasks from the perspective of the higher frequency. Is that not always have to be something that, again, from the perspective of our ego personality, conditioned personality, is exciting. And what is that? Is being on a yacht, is being on the top of the mountain. If our life was only exciting in those very limited moments, that'll be very sad. And that'll be, once again, misrepresentation of the reality as it is. If you look at a lot of mystics, a lot of people who we consider awaken to the reality around us, these people, what we call awakened person, is person that on average operates from the level of very high frequency. And what these people have in common? You talk to Jürgen Ziewe, Eckhart Tolle, a lot of teachers that you find with them really strong connection. They will tell you that they are excited about every single aspect of their life. They're excited when they get up. They're excited to interact with their spouses. They are very excited about pretty much everything that they do. The interaction with nature, for instance. I can confirm that for myself. When I got up this morning, it's a wonderful day outside. I'm very privileged and happy to live here in the Sunshine Coast of Australia, the nature is absolutely spectacular. And I felt excited to interact with that nature. And I want to report, I'm continuously excited to get up every morning and to interact with the nature because it's wonderful and it's beautiful. I'm very excited to interact with you, to talk to you, to hear your comments, and in a second to meditate with you. And that excitement is not just an empty word. It's something that I feel, and it is something I invite you to connect with regardless of the activity that you do. Okay? Yeah, 5 minutes ago, Mark said, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yeah, that's very much represents what I was talking about. The bottom, basic needs. The higher you go, the higher you travel the ladder of the frequency, you end up in the fulfillment. Okay? Kate, so much for your donation. And by the way, Kate, a double thanks to you, because now I see how the donation tab works on my new dashboard. Okay, there's a $sign here, and it shows me the amount of donations. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, Fair enough. Thank you so much. But I want to, Laura said, okay, so Mark said about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yeah, it's an upward movement towards the higher frequency. So I want to finish the thought about, because you see, I become scattered all of a sudden. My attention wandered somewhere else, and now I have to collect myself. I have to become coherent once again with my purpose and what I want to communicate with you, how I want to interact with you. This is manifestation in action. I'm manifesting my reality as I want it. There's a hand movement that I personally enjoy. Hopefully it's not too much. I'm not Italian, but it helps me to express myself, so I'll do it. And I try to communicate with you an important truth about manifestation and frequency. If you are in the lower frequency, your emotional tone is low, your ability to manifest diminishes, or manifest the things that are aligned with your highest self, creative self, diminish. The higher you are on this ladder, your ability increases. And if you are aware of this happening, if you're in the lower state, you have a choice, and you know already what to do to take yourself from the from the lower frequency to the higher frequency, and increase your quote unquote excitement about life. That's what it's all about. And now there are two aspects of it, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but the metaphor of, or analogy of a baby, because we very often think that our frequency, it's our identity. Okay, so I'm such and such. My physical appearance is such and such. My bank account, the state of my bank account is such and such. My I don't know, living situation is such and such. My relationships is such and such. And we connect that with the frequency of who we are. And I want to use the analogy of a baby. Okay? Babies do a lot of things. And one of those things, I went to a birthday party of a friend of mine who recently had a baby. And Maeve, let's face it, she's a lovely, lovely girl, but she made a lot of noise. And for the parents, that was obviously distracting, as it is. They have to take care of the baby. But just because Maeve was shouting and crying and do all those adorable things, it doesn't mean that she's a bad baby. No. As a matter of fact, she's adorable. She's wonderful. And that behavior of the baby in that analogy is our personality. Your personality and your brain, being the manager of that personality, does not know what is good for you. We only want right here, right now. We want that instant gratification. If I don't get what I want right now, I'll be crying. I'm dissatisfied. And now, in that analogy, parents are the representation of your higher self. Regardless of what that baby does, if that baby makes them not sleep that well and creates a lot of chores for them, they know very well that this baby will grow up to be the love of their lives. That they will tend to this baby to the best of their ability, because they know in their hearts the path for that baby is wonderful, and they wish them the best. And that's your higher self. That's the self that is beyond your personality. That's your frequency. That's your inner frequency that you're always there, whether your behavior is according to your mind good or bad or whatever, whether your frequency, whether your internal tone, emotional tone is such and such. The underlying path is the path of fulfillment. And the highest self represents parents in that analogy. Okay, so what I will invite you today in meditation is to recognize amongst all the noise that is produced and comes from your false belief system, your thoughts, your emotions, go beyond that noise and tap into a higher frequency of the higher frequency of the self that is beyond thoughts, emotions, feelings, states, and whatever. Does it make sense? And the more you stay connected with the aspect of that frequency of this true self, the closer you come to fulfilling your purpose. First of all, knowing your purpose, and then fulfilling your purpose. Fulfilling your purpose becomes much easier when you know what it is. And to know your purpose is to continuously realign yourself with the frequency of the true self. Does it make sense? Okay. Oh, Linda, thank you for the update. I have 44 on my screen. Diane asks, I don't know what to do, how to increase frequency when it is low. Excellent question. We will do it just a second, because the meditation that we will do today is a visualization. What is visualization? Is to experience in your mind images or senses that are of any of your choice. I will guide you into a specific visualization, and you see for yourself, if you persist and if you stay with me, how, regardless of your emotional tone right now, you will be to shift it towards what you want, as long as you will continuously, consistently, persistently move to the visualization of your choice. And why this is important? Why science teaches us that visualizations creating our reality. All the professional athletes, as a part of their workout, do visualizations. Not just the physical training, not just building the ability of the physical body, but building the mental ability to manifest the reality before it happens. Before they, who comes to mind? The world champion, American world champion in swimming, who went to Olympics, and he just, I think it was 100 meters. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Maybe you can help me. And he won like 8 medals. It was absolutely ridiculous. And he was just swimming. Before he won those medals, when he came to the Olympics, he just did it. Phelps or Mark Spitz, maybe they were both. Yeah, it was Phelps. Yeah, he just did it because he visualized those races hundreds and thousands of times before actually they happen in the Olympics. So he just did it because he did it already in his mind a million times. There was no surprises there. It was just an affirmation and confirmation of what he already did, what he already manifested. You see what manifestation is now and how it's aligned with your frequency? So let's do it right now and see how that is going to work to you. Manifestation is a skill innate to your nature. The more you use it, the better you become at it. And it starts with every action. It starts right now. It has been happening all that time. Now it's not a matter of start manifesting, but start manifesting consciously. Okay. No more words. Let's do the action. And by the way, thank you so much for all your donations here. It's not just because it's a new dashboard and it clearly shows me what is happening here. I still wish I could see your the icons in the old version of it, because I recognize so many of you now by the floating icons under my screen, and they make me really, really happy. So I will write to Insight Timer to reinstate that. That'd be really wonderful. Okay. So today we'll be listening to Dreaming by Peter Helland, and this is very, we can see the icons, but they are smaller. Okay. Yeah, this is 112 now. I can see 46. All right. Today we're listening to Peter Helland and he's Dreaming, as I stated at the beginning of our session. And this is a great analogy to what we're doing here, because we will be dreaming our reality into existence. Let me just check. Yeah, the audio is on. I will switch to the meditation screen. I still can do that. Thank you so much, Parvane. You are always manifesting. Every thought, belief, and emotional tone sends a signal or a frequency that interacts with the world around you. Allow yourself to settle into a position that represents the frequency that you wish to embody. For me, this is a state in which I feel at ease and relaxed. It helps me to close my eyes, to rest my feet on the floor, and also sit upright so my breathing is free and it flows naturally. And as you are settling in, recognize your current frequency. Recognize your current emotional tone. And know this is your starting point. Now recognize if this emotional tone is in line with your higher true self. Do you think you are in the best position right now to interact with the reality in the way you want it? Do you feel excitement about not the future, but about this present moment and your ability to manifest or interact with this present moment, with this current situation? If that's not the case, that simply means there is some misalignment that we will address right now. In order to adjust your frequency, to align with your true self, creative, excited self. Bring to mind a place that you visited in the past where you had a wonderful, joyful, fulfilling experience. Perhaps it was an interaction with a person, a place in nature, visiting your friend, connect with this image and also emotional state to the best of your ability by recalling the situation. Connect with the memory of how it felt. You do not need to reproduce the exact feeling, but simply reconnect with the memory of it. And if you are able to recall the memory, you are also reconnecting with the frequency. Otherwise, you would not be able to recall it at all. Continue bringing as many details to this mental image that contains both the visual aspect and the emotional aspect and the memory aspects to the best of your ability. And keep checking in with yourself how your emotional tone of frequency shifts as you do it. See for yourself if recalling this particular situation is more in line with who you are on the deeper level. If your mind wanders at any given moment, that's normal. Simply bring yourself back. Make the conscious choice of reconnecting with the memory, with the frequency, with the image that represents the shift in your frequency. It is also possible that you don't need to go anywhere. You're simply excited about this very moment. And if that's the case, simply stay excited. Stay present and keep expanding your awareness around here and now. give you a moment to journey on your own as I stand by your side to hold the frequency to the best of my ability. And I'll bring you back when the time is up. And now it is time to come back and shift with the same frequency from the present moment, whether it was connected with the memory or with how you feel right now, back to your physical senses. Bring the same excitement to your vision, even though what you perceive are brighter and darker spots in front of your closed eyes. Connect with your hearing, a pleasant sound of the music, the sound of my voice. Briefly check if you receive any input from the senses of taste and smell. And lastly, connect with the sense of touch that connects you with the space around you. Sensing your environment, your feet on the floor, your hands in your lap, your sit bones connected with the chair underneath you, your lower and upper back. Add very careful, conscious movement, starting with your toes, adding movement of your fingers, slow and gentle tilt of your head to the left, sensing muscles in your neck, tilt of your head to the right, muscles on the other side of your neck, back to the center, and expand your lungs with one deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when ready, open your eyes and welcome back. Thank you for meditating with me. How was it? How do you feel right now? Were you able to shift your frequency and see the power of manifestation firsthand? Thank you so much, Julia, for your kind donation. Viviana loved it. Thank you, Anna. And I'm more relaxed. Definitely felt a shift from the start. You see, and the how far you shift your frequency is entirely up to you. There's no limits. Unlike the radio frequency knob in the radio receiver in an analogy that is limited, your shifting your frequency is unlimited. There's no limits how far, how expanded, whatever words you choose to use, you can shift your frequency, your energy, and how much you can manifest. There's no limits to it. Entirely up to you. Tosca, for me, it was amazing. I feel so much better. The better in what Tosca says is, and again, let me rephrase that, is more in alignment with the frequency of the true self. It's like tuning forks. If the personality, conditioned personality, becomes aligned with who we truly are, then the manifestation just happens effortlessly, organically. And again, all the words are. That's what happens. You become, you no longer think about living your life how it's supposed to be. You just live your life. You're in the zone where frequencies are aligned. Manifestation happens effortlessly in the way you want it, not unconsciously. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Charlie, I'm relaxed and smiling and surprised. I think that's a positive outcome, I dare say. Thank you, Charlie, for sharing. Yeah, thank you, Viviana. It took a while, but shifted towards the end, says Parvane. And thank you so much for persisting. It's not a matter if you can switch and shift your energy, it's a matter of when. If you come from the far down part of the spectrum, it takes a longer, right, to turn that knob. You just keep turning and turning and turning and turning. And as you keep turning, if you persist, eventually you'll find the station you wish to listen to. And you settle there and he's like, yeah, I'm there. Let me hang in there for a moment. So great job, Parvane. Sophie says, was hard to find the time I wanted to frequent with, and then it was hard to feel the frequency. Again, time and persistence. And let me just say, great effort. If you are here and you try that, you means that you want it. And that wanting is the expression of the true inner self that wants to be expressed. Otherwise, if you were not aware of it, you wouldn't come here, wouldn't you? Or would you? Katie Flo, well, that's not bad again. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. That's amazing. Sophie, could it be imaginary? Imagination is how you create your reality. Using the example of Michael Phelps, a Olympic champion in swimming. He started his journey in his mind. It doesn't make it any less real. Just because you're imagining something, it doesn't make it as real. It's still that's the big always beginning of the process of manifestation. And every single coach, every single professional athlete, many now trained people who in business who work with the coaches, they mostly work with visualization. They manifest through visualization. They connect with the frequency You don't need to connect with the frequency. In order to experience frequency, it doesn't have to be physical. The frequency is frequency. It's your internal state. If you connect with the visualization, is as real, the frequency as real as you connect with the physical, with the material aspect of life. There's no difference. The frequency will be the same. There's no difference in quality. Very important thing to mention. Mark, I have a big surgery and I'm no longer afraid. My life is going to improve, even though the recovery seems daunting. It's going to be good. I can feel it. Thank you. Mark, I'm very positive about your surgery. I really wish you to work on that frequency. And another scientific fact for you. If you come into surgery with the attitude you are describing, the recovery is cut tremendously. And the outcome, the positive outcome is so much more likely. So let me just assure you, and this is me as a scientist speaking, you doing arguably the most important thing that one can do before undergoing any procedure is to adjusting your mindset, or in the light of what we said, adjusting your frequency prior to going into the surgery. And what that is specifically, facing your fear, not being afraid. Fear is a very low vibrational state of low frequency. We didn't talk about it today, but this is a great point. So thank you, Mark, for bringing that up, and thank you for sharing your journey. You're doing the right thing. Seth, yes, a definite shift as the meditation progressed. Wonderful instruction. Thank you, who tuned in tonight. Thank you, Seth, for being here, and thank you for your effort and persistence. You know it matters, and I love that you share that with us and share with me. You see, Mark, how many wishes you're receiving. Parvana, Seth, Kate, you become in our minds right now. Viviana said, I heard that exercising and dancing help raise your frequency. Of course, in a big way. I love dancing. What does it mean that I love dancing? Dancing is aligned with who I am. And that's why I say I love doing it. When I do it, I align my frequencies. So amazing. Exercise, the same thing. I went surfing this morning and it was wonderful. Spending time in nature, combining two favorite things. Moving my physical body and being in nature. Yeah, it seems like it's a spontaneous healing session for Mark. Mark, you receive positive thoughts, and we know thoughts create reality before the surgery. So we are with you right here, right now. Nobody told me we are already 1 hour and 10 minutes into our session. Clearly, my thinking mind went away, and I completely lost track of time. I take it as a positive thing, but for those of you who are ready to go to bed or have other things to do, thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I think it was a wonderful session, and we will continue next week. Or if you are my patron, we will continue tomorrow. Yeah. No floating heads. 41 on my joint, 41 joint, but you are saying it's 140. Maybe they forgot about the one. That's wonderful. And yeah, so maybe let's finish up the session by just typing in one thumbs up, or there you go. There's the AI coming in. Apparently I didn't tune it out completely. But if you can, just raise your hand before you tune out, and will be the sign to finish our session. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Last question from Judy. Tomek, could you recommend an easy read scientific-based book. 2, read regarding frequency vibration. Not that I needed myself or experience tells the story for myself, but in order to be able to back up my experience scientifically. I love Altered Traits by Daniel Goleman and David Richardson, but it's not necessarily about the frequency. But I think it's a very scientifically oriented book that talks about power of meditation and visualization. So David Goleman and David Richardson, the Altered Traits. What's the Altered Traits? It's aligning yourself with the energy. Okay, Mark, 8:30 Ph.D. That's that's in the US. Mark, good luck or good frequency. Luck is the representation of frequency. Yeah, thank you for all your thumbs up and emojis. I think on that note, I will finish and I wish you good night. I will leave you with, once again, Peter Helland and He's Dreaming in the spirit of our manifestation. Oh, now it doesn't want to go. Let me bring the technology. Let me align technology with what we need right now. Ah, there it is. Thank you so much, guys. I look forward to seeing you next time. Feel free to go to my account, follow me there so you receive notification about upcoming events, meditation, and whatnot. Feel free to send me a message on Insight Timer or via my website. And that's it. Until next time.